30 seconds gave me $38,000. 30 seconds, like I didn't do anything else, like just leverage what I have, my cell phone.
Bilingual lead generation. If you speak another language and have a different primary or secondary language, this video is literally about to change your business forever. What we are doing today is I'm bringing on a very special guest, Vane Monroe, who using Spanish social media content has exponentially blown up her business, built a massively recognized personal brand, and has built an organization and got $1 million listings entirely free with her social media content in Spanish. Now, this does apply to any additional language, but if you want to dominate your market and get a massive unfair competitive advantage against all of the other agents that only have one language, this video is going to give you the blueprint. What Vane is going to share with you is her entire YouTube strategy of how she ranks #1 and how she finds endless video content and ideas that are guaranteed that she will attract clients. And then she talks about her short form strategy on Instagram Reels and TikTok of how she uses that to, again, amplify her brand message and attract clients consistently on a daily basis. Her entire workflow process of how she records content, edits it, and exactly what she does to convert views into leads. So if you do speak another language, watch closely to the end because this video can truly change your life like it has done for Vane. Now, before we get started, two quick things. #1, I will link all of Vane's information below because her YouTube channel and her Instagram profile are incredible and complete blueprints of how to leverage these platforms. And #2, I will link her calendar below if you would like to talk to her one-on-one on Zoom to learn a bit more about getting her help one-on-one to help you. So without further ado, let's bring on Vane and show you the proven blueprint and formula of how you can get a massive unfair competitive advantage and dominate your market, closing a ton of deals by leveraging social media content in a different language. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another exciting video. And today we've got on a very special guest that has built a brand in a time like I've seen no other achieve. And I'm really excited to talk about the massive success you can have by tapping into bilingual social media content on platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels, and how to essentially build a global real estate brand where all of your clients are coming to you and people want to partner with you at scale by sharing content the proper way. So really excited to have on Vane here, my business partner, who's built a YouTube channel of over 20,000 subscribers in a time that I've truly never seen before, and is blowing up on multiple other platforms. So excited to talk about how you've been able to leverage multiple languages to really build an authentic brand that people are gravitating towards. So Vane, what's going on?
Woohoo! Thank you, Mike. So nice to be with you again here. It's amazing how it seems so long, but it's not that long, as you said, like 20,000. I remember the first time we started this idea of, making my YouTube channel. Thank you for having me here.
Of course, I'm excited. It's been amazing because I remember your first video and I've seen that journey from 0 to 21,000 subscribers, and you're also blowing up on Instagram. And a lot of people are going to want to know, in North America, both Canada and the United States, there's a lot of agents that have, multiple languages, especially Spanish speaking agents that are wanting to tap into content in their native language or their second language and be able to tap into that niche because it's a huge competitive advantage against agents like me that have barely even one language. So I'm excited to kind of break this down. I think we'll start with YouTube and then we'll go into short form content because that's kind of the trajectory of where your journey started. So let's first talk about why you even decided to get in front of the camera and leverage video on long form like YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this, and I didn't know the opportunity that YouTube had until I found you. That's the truth, right? So I remember the first time you told me about YouTube, and then I just started seeing the evergreen thing, that evergreen that everyone talks about, but no one really compromises to that, because it's amazing how you can even rank day one with no views, like if you search like for you, like Facebook ads for realtors, and you're there, like even if you haven't made a YouTube a video before, you will get ranked. And I help a lot of agents doing that. Like they're amazed how even if the video isn't live yet, they're #1 in Google and YouTube. So I think for me, like it's the platform, like it's Google and number one, and then you have YouTube. And imagine if you search for something in Spanish or English or whatever your language is, and you can be ranked number one in that platform, is like it's a no-brainer to be in that platform, and it will never go away. Like I love short form, but if you go viral today, you will be viral today. That's it. And tomorrow, everyone will forget about you. And in YouTube, as you know, you go because you want to learn something, or you want, or you want to search for something that to resolve a problem. So if you're that person there, so it's a no-brainer for me, like YouTube, right? But it takes hard work.
It does. And I think we'll get into that right now because, I've seen, I was on your journey from 0 videos. And I think a lot of agents, again, the one thing that you just touched on, which is really, really powerful, is that there's a lot of people thinking, well, okay, I'm going to get started on YouTube today. I live in Phoenix and I'm Spanish and I'm going to start putting up videos on Spanish, but I've got a new YouTube channel. How is everybody going to find me? And if you follow the proper strategies, which we could share with you, you can rank number one and start to attract clients. We've had an agent in our group recently in Canada that put out their first video and they ranked number one. Another agent in Canada made 6 figures from their first video. But it's all about doing things properly. If you're going to do it, you want to do it the right way. So let's talk about what that journey was like for you, because I kind of want to talk about maybe the fears in the beginning and what the process was like to getting to this point, because I certainly remember, and I think a lot of people are going to resonate with this, that I was petrified to get in front of the camera at first. And when I go back and look at my videos, they were terrible. And before we get into the, strategy of video, let's talk about maybe the practice and theory of how you actually went from 0 to where you are now and what it was like to grow.
Yeah, Mike, like you didn't even give me an opportunity to say no to the process. Remember, you told me you do a video and you have to do 2, like me. And I'm like, okay, of course I was afraid. Of course I see my videos. And I cried the other day laughing of my videos, but it is part of the process. So it's amazing how if you go back and I see, like, I tell the agents this, like, if you go back and I see my 12th video, so we're talking about 3 months, it's amazing how you grow, because the more you repeat the same thing and you see yourself to the camera every day, it's easier. And if you dominate that, what you're talking about, it's super easy. Like, I love recording now, Mike. I'm just talking to a camera. I don't know, but I just love it. Like, I love to teach. I love to help. So what I truly did is I just had the objective to have 2 videos a week. And I just had to, go. And I think that's the most important thing, that I didn't even think about the results. Like, I didn't think about comments and likes and subscribers, because I think I get a lot of messages, like people like, so I did my video and I didn't get a message. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, like you have to, it will take time to develop the like and know and trust factor. Like, I mean, you don't get married in 3 months or in 1 month, right? Like, you don't have a friend in 1 day. So you have to develop that and work hard for it and be consistent. And people just think that they do 1 video and they think they're gonna, okay, I'm done. No, you have to go every day, and just keep going and going. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It just has to be there. Put it there. I have, you have a lot of agents too, like we work with, and they're like thinking and overthinking and overthinking. And when you don't overthink it, you just do it. You just have to do it. So that's, I think, how I just process it like that.
Yeah, definitely. And, talking about a couple of other examples, and I won't say any names, but, I was talking to an agent in our group this morning. He's 21 years old. And, looking at his journey over the last couple of years, it really is, like you're saying, insane to see how much better your delivery gets, your communication skills, your confidence. A lot of people are looking at what the tangible can do for you in terms of video, deals, commission, income. But what they're not looking about is all the intangibles that actually make you a stronger entrepreneur, a stronger stronger realtor. You get better at listing presentations. You get better at negotiations because of your communication skills. The one thing that I want to say, and I haven't shared this with you, but I'll share it because it's absolutely insane, just to give people the confidence of what Vane's talking about in terms of committing to the process and not looking for those immediate gratification results. There's another agent that's a partner of ours, and he's known for YouTube, did incredibly well. And I looked at the stats the other day of his channel, did 0 deals, 0 momentum for 6 months, ended up doing 87 deals in his first 12 months. When I broke it down, the crazy part is, if you break down how much he makes in commission per video in his first year, based on the videos he did and the amount he made, $39,000 per video. But 6 months of that, he did nothing. He was just putting out content twice a week, every week. And if he gave up by the 4th month or the 3rd month or the 5th month, that never would have existed. But by the 6th month, it started to take action and take control. And then the next 6 months was, you know, almost $2 million in commission. You look at the next year, he's averaging $60,000 per video. But if you didn't go to that first 6-month mark, he never would have been there. And I think that's where what you're talking about, a lot of agents quit before they've even hit that point of gaining traction, which you had the perfect mindset of doing, which is that, hey, I know if other people have done well with video, well, as long as I'm consistent with video, then I can do well, because if one person can do it, so can I. And I think that's a really important message. But you should even talk too about how much of an opportunity being Spanish is, because now you're starting to see, like, you know, you've got channels like mine and many other channels out there that are showing people in English. Okay, here's how to use YouTube. Here's how to use all these platforms. And now you're getting a lot of people doing it, which is still a massive opportunity, but there's a lot of people doing it. There's like nobody doing it in Spanish. And I think that's the really unique thing that you've got, is that you can take these strategies proven in English, bring it to something where nobody's doing it, and now you can blow up and dominate your market.
Yeah, and that's amazing how it happened, Mike. Actually, that's the way it happened. I mean, there were some people doing that, you know, teaching some of social media, whatever. And it's amazing how I just passed them, you know, like it's people that they have a YouTube channel for years, you know, and I ranked #1 as you in English, me in Spanish. And I've seen that, like, for agents that we have in Canada and US too, like, that I tell them, because there are Latinos or Hispanic, and they don't know what to do. So to go English or to go Spanish, but all of their clients are, you know, Español. So I'm like, you should do them in Spanish. You have this huge opportunity because it's a niche, right? It's a niche that no one else is attacking. So if you're the first one doing it, you will get all the clients. And even if there's 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. It kind of thinks about your personality, right? Anyone will connect with different people. But if you're there, you're just #1 there, or #2, whatever, but you're there. So I think it's a huge opportunity if you're bilingual or trilingual. Like, for example, if someone told me if I'm French and I live in Canada, for example, and I'm like, well, you should do your channel in French. Like, you will rank #1. You know, it's like those opportunities that you have if you're bilingual, trilingual, whatever you are, right? Yes.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's a really good point, and what you've become so valuable for in the entire industry, not just, you know, within our partnership, but the fact that, like, again, I show a lot of people how to properly optimize and rank #1 using YouTube in English. Nobody but you is doing that in Spanish. So it's really important to be able to learn how to do it, because yes, putting out content in Spanish is a massive blue ocean, wide open opportunity in literally every market in North America. However, if you're going to spend your time creating videos, you want to make sure that they rank, because unfortunately, there's a lot of people that put out great content, but then their videos get 2 views and they die because they don't know how to optimize. So let's talk about a bit of the practical aspect before we go into short form, which is like, what are the components, at least, to YouTube videos to actually make sure that you're properly putting together a video? And then let's maybe talk about what your process is for, like, finding video topics and, you know, recording, or do you batch, things like that?
Yeah, of course. We know the four more important things is the thumbnail, the title, description, and tags. And if you don't know that, like Mike and I are experts in that. So because you can have a great video, if you don't have any of those, no one will find you ever, ever, So those things are things that we actually teach you. No, so you have rank number one. So for example, if you do a listing and you put just the address there, so who's going to find that? Instead, if you talk about a community that is hot in that city and you want to get people to see it, and you will see all the tags, information, and all the things that we know technically with vidIQ or TechBuddy or any, there's a lot of things that we can use to help agents really rank, because that's the problem, that people don't get views because they don't know how to do it. And I know there's some courses over there like super expensive. And as you and I share so many value in our videos that you can get for free when you see them on YouTube, right? So in the other thing, like, yes, I do like batching, because there's not a word in Spanish for that. Like batching in Spanish. What is it like? But I do. Like I do my 2 videos every week, like the day I know all Fridays. I used to do it on the weekends. Now I do it every Friday. I have my 2 videos and I search. I hear a lot of what people need, but it's pretty basic. Like people need a lot of, I try to teach as you like easy, so they can understand social media in an easy way and how they can develop their brand and use organic and paid advertising. And I love organic, because if you're like the superstar in organic, when you do an ad, it's like an easy peasy. Like they will go and search for a Vane or Mike, and who is Mike? Who's Vane? And then you see them everywhere. It's like a no-brainer. You will just work with me because you've seen me everywhere giving so much value. So I do record 2 videos, and I have, like you, I do just bullet points. And I do search like competitors, right? I even see your videos. What are you talking about, Mike? So how can I do this in Spanish? Like everyone copies everyone, but just makes it themselves, right? Like, and you can give it a twist and your market, like, because some things are different, and how can I adapt this or that? And then super important, I always have a call to action in all my videos, what I want people to do, because I think that's a huge problem. Like, then you do a video, but then you don't have a call to action. Then you don't have a database. So I think database, your clients, that's the most important. And then you have to nurture everyone so you can get them in your ecosystem, right? So what I do a lot of things is sometimes I have a call to action, I give something free, and then like I have it in my database, I nurture them to get them all in my YouTube. But the same I do in Instagram. So if I have Instagram, I will tell them something in a reel, and then I will take them back to my YouTube, but I have this database, right? So I think that's super important. I put all my videos like ¿cómo se dice? For estreno, like for when it's coming, like when, what is it that in English?
Like
I forgot. Yeah, premiere. Yes, I have all that, and I think and have a lot of call to actions also in my description. So that's how I do it.
Yeah, and I think, even just like looking at the dynamic between you and I, it's the same as the dynamic between somebody wanting to get more buyer and seller clients in their market with Spanish content, which is that, in the beginning, you replicated a lot of my English content, but put it in Spanish. And I think the really cool part about people looking to leverage Spanish social media content is chances are, whether they be doing right or maybe mediocre, there is a good chance that there's somebody in your market that is English that is putting out YouTube videos about your market, and they are ranking. And the best part is there's probably another big chance that nobody else is doing that in Spanish, so, or a different language for that matter. And when you look at this opportunity, basically they've given you the outline of what you can do is just go to their channel, filter by most popular, and make all their English videos in Spanish. And over time, as you were saying, you get a lot of feedback. So after the first couple of months, you'll get people commenting saying, what about this? What about that? And that will start to give you the ideas for your content. But in the beginning, it's very easy just to model after something that is already proven to work.
Yeah, exactly. Like as you said, like I will go see your popular ones. I will go to blogs. I will go to Google, even ChatGPT, whatever it takes, And then you can even redo your same content, like now 2023, like what's up
Yeah.
to this year, right? And people don't even have the time to see all your content. Like I just have proved this in Instagram. It's crazy how I can imagine like I can post like I will multiply my my video to have different parts of the video in Instagram, and I will do it like maybe today, right? And then tomorrow I will do a reel saying the same thing, and a call to action. If you want to want more, see more, just comment wolf. Imagine.
Yeah.
And people like don't even know it's the same because people will not see the same, like they will not be able to see all your content. So it's not that difficult. I think that sometimes you overthink it, and that's
Yeah.
why you don't go and go.
Of
I
course.
mean,
Of
sometimes I
course.
get like, what is it like? What is it like when I have brain freeze or whatever? Like, I think it's normal, Like sometimes you're not inspired. I guess I don't know. You
Yeah,
know?
it
Yeah.
always comes, especially as you're doing a decent amount of volume, but there's always opportunities to, get re-energized. And I think, that's a good segue. We'll kind of pull YouTube full circle before we get into short form content. But like, for people that are just looking to get started on YouTube and they're going to be doing their content in Spanish, we touched on this a little bit, but what are some of the most common mistakes you see people making? And also, what is your kind of advice for somebody that's just getting started on how to build mass momentum like you have?
Well, first of all, you have to want it, because if you don't want it, you will not make it. Like, and you have to sacrifice time. It's like you have to have a compromise with you. If you don't have it, I mean, you can teach whatever you want. I can teach you whatever you want, Mike. But if you don't want to do it, you're not gonna do it. So at first, you don't have don't be so hard on yourself. Like it's normal to suck in the first videos. But people don't see that. Like people don't even know you. So if you're providing value, they will stick to your channel. I mean, I'm not gonna say names, but I've seen a video of some guy that, and I always show it to, and I always show mine too. Like we were so nervous. You can see it on the camera, but we provided so much value that people just want to stick to your channel, right? So I
Yeah.
think that's one of the most important things is that you have to be patient and you have to follow the process and believe in the process, because it's people want instant gratification. It's just part of your business. Like I have to do this, and now I have videos. Like you have to do it. And I remember when I started, I tell everyone I didn't have a camera, I didn't have a microphone, I didn't have lights. It was so I didn't have this background. I was like I was in all my house like, can I record there? Because people were like my kids, my husband, my dogs. I'm like crazy. But I just believed that I could do it. And so I think if you believe in yourself, you can do whatever you want. So I don't know. That's my only advice I can give, like in that you really have a great opportunity if you want to do bilingual content, like huge. And it will amaze you how you can get clients that way. I have an agent in Texas, Felipe Padilla, and his first year he was a capper. Like
Yeah.
like just but then you have to stick to the videos we tell you to do, because we know which videos will rank you fast and get traction to your channel. So that's the only thing I will advise.
I love it. Well, you used a YouTube to build your personal brand and you've got massive momentum there, an incredible channel, which obviously we're going to have linked below. But, after that, you started diving into short form content and now you're doing incredibly well there and blowing up on Instagram Reels. And, you've got really, really engaging content. So let's first, before we get into, again, what to do in short form, talk about, why you continued to do YouTube, but why you added in short form content as well.
Yes, because they're so two different communities. I don't know if they're the same, they're different or not, but I thought about short form. Like everyone is seeing short form, so I have to get in one. What I love about Instagram, it's a platform that is so dynamic And also that I can automate. Like if I use ManyChat, I can't do that on YouTube. I can't do that on TikTok for now. And I don't know when we will. But for me, it's so easy to do this content and tell people what I want them to do, and then get them to my database again. Like, because now I have control of whatever happens, I can nurture all my database. So short form, Mike, it's so funny because at the beginning, I didn't know how, I was like frustrated. What should I do? Do I have to dance? No, I don't dance. Like people are going to see me and think I'm crazy. For me, it was harder Instagram because I had like so small, like it was like my safe space with my friends.
I remember.
And when you told me, no, nothing is for you now. Everything is public. I'm like, oh my God. And then I started doing short form, but at the beginning, I had like my agency do like, they will tell me what to do and they will do the videos. And I'm like, I just didn't connect, Mike. I just didn't like it. I don't know what was happening. So what I did is like, okay, I do all this in YouTube. I will do this in my house, in my job, whatever I do as an agent and everything. So I'm going to do one reel a day and understand this thing because I don't know what's happening in reels, So I didn't know what I just went deep to the app, to the Instagram app reels, whatever. And what I found, it's that it's amazing. Like it has it made me, I didn't know I was this creative, like I just enjoy doing it. Like, for now, what I was doing wrong, I think I was like, if I saw a song or a trend, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that. But I was thinking what I was gonna do with that, So it was like, no, brain freeze. So what I did different is, okay, I just go through a lot of creators, like in different niches. I don't care. I see the trending music. I do like trending music, and I think it really does help you, have more reach. Yeah. It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter if that person is not ready to buy from me, but if he goes or she goes to my bio and sees someone that I can provide value and starts following me, and then might get a client from him someday, right? So it's important to get rich too. But what I did is, okay, so imagine I see a reel of you and I like your song, I like whatever. So I will just go and see what other creators made with that song. And I'm like, oh, I like this song. So what I will do is I will just record and, the transitions. I love transitions. I have houses down there and I have a huge window. And sometimes I don't even have time to change. I would just change here. Like, I hope no one saw me, But I have like different, just shirts or whatever. And then I will just record it. Like I will just the music and everything. I will change it and I will just batch it for later. So I don't know what I'm going to say. So I have so much content in YouTube. Imagine I can just go to my 266 videos because I know how many I have. And I will go to 250 and I will say, oh, this video had a lot of views. So I will just go, oh, what are the 4 things to get you ranked #1 in YouTube? So I will go 1, 2, 3, 4. I will just redo this. Like imagine it's super easy, like 4 bullet points. And then if you want to learn more, just comment Wolf. And then ManyChat will do the magic. Just, oh, thank you, Mike, for commenting. I will give you the information through DM. And then in the DM, I will give you a little information and send you to my YouTube channel. Imagine, Mike, like that's like magic, because then in my YouTube channel, I will give you in that video a lot of content. And then if you buy something from me, if you want to go to my masterclass, if you want to buy something, or you just want something free, you have everything in there. So that's why I love short content and long content, because it's so much fun, the short content. And I get like, sometimes I don't do it because it's more work, right? But it's fun. Like like people tell me that, like, You like, because I think I like my personality like just goes there, and a lot of people just writes me and tells me like, thank you, Vane, like you just make me feel happy. And for me, that's like something that motivates me to just keep going and doing it again and again, because I love what I'm doing. So maybe that's why I love that. I didn't know short form content, and I stick to Instagram because of that, because of the automation, because I can do carousels, or I don't know how do you say it, call them in English, stories, like everything you can do in there. Yeah.
Well, and I
So
think it's really powerful too, because like, you know, when you look at short form versus YouTube, the really powerful thing for short form, especially for the people that are maybe a little bit more afraid to get in front of the camera, is that the barrier to entry on short form is a lot less from a professional perspective
yeah.
than YouTube. On YouTube, people are expecting, now, don't get me wrong, you can only use an iPhone and you'll still make, you know, we've got agents doing millions in GCI a
Yeah.
year from their iPhone, but it has to be a new iPhone, and you have to like have a, you know, decent looking piece of content. And it takes a little bit more time to think out because of the fact that it's usually 5 to 10 minutes long. Whereas with short form content, the really cool part is like, oftentimes the content that engages the most and does the best is the lower production value content, because it's so much more relatable and it seems
Yes.
more genuine, authentic. And I think it's a really good way for people that are fearful of getting in front of the camera to build up that skill set, because you don't have to be super fancy. You don't need, you know, crazy lighting. You don't need all of this stuff. You just need
Yes.
to go. And I think that that gives people comfort, and there's a lot less judgment, if you will, because of the nature of that platform
Yes.
being, you know, more casual, if you will.
Yeah, you know what I wanted to share, Mike? I always talk a lot about stories that people don't understand the power of stories. I think there's 4 million stories a day in Instagram. And I've done this, I've given this speech where I tell people like, yeah, well, you do your videos like super without production when I do listings. And I'm like, yes, those ones. But you know, 30 seconds gave me $38,000. 30 seconds, meaning a story. Just I put it like, so you want to invest in land in El Valle de Guadalupe, which is the wine country in here near Tijuana. I'm like, it just gave me $38,000, like a literally like 30 seconds. Like I didn't do anything else, like just leverage what I have, my cell phone, a story, a hashtag. It's crazy how you can, you know, get so many clients and be top of mind if you're sharing in your stories what you do. And you're like, everyone is looking at you. Everyone, like it's amazing. Like they will tell you, oh, you're so successful. Like, oh, you sold that. Oh, you went there. Everyone is looking at what you're doing. So if you're smart and just when I tell people like if you don't have money, you don't need money. You just have to,
Yeah.
you know, put everything, document everything you do in stories and you will get clients, you know? So
Yeah, it's the importance of getting started. And I think stories are probably the best way to get started on video, because they die
yeah.
after 24 hours. So, you know, and you could delete it within a second and nobody knows. So it's one of these things where, again, it's so easy to just build that familiarity with video until it does become something that, you know, oftentimes like you and I now, we enjoy being in front of the camera. We enjoy content, you know. Years ago, we were petrified of it.
Yeah.
And now it becomes something, because I could tell you from experience, it's a whole heck of a lot more fun to put out a video and know that that's working for you 24 hours a day than to have to pick up the phone and call people or go knock on doors and hate your life. So this is something
Yes.
that it can become fun, and it will become fun. It's something that creates massive leverage of your time and of your income, and it builds your brand. Like there's no reason not to want to do this. I think a lot of people are just looking for that blueprint as to how do I get started? And I think that's kind of where we could start pulling this full circle is, you know, for people that are looking to get started on short form, what are some of your best practices? Are you editing natively within the app? Are you using CapCut? Are you, you know, what's your process look like to actually get the video up?
Yeah, you know, many people ask me that if I do something like pointing, and that is just the Instagram Reel app. I just use that. I don't use CapCut. I just use CapCut or captions if I just want to, you know, do some ending or have something in the background or so. But I just literally, I just use Instagram Reels app. The only thing is, please always download it to your phone, because sometimes they will delete it. And imagine I cried for that. I went crazy. But it's super easy to use. Like, but you have to practice. So I just use the Instagram Reels app. And if you want to edit or captions, there's captions and CapCut. There are captions. You pay something super cheap, and CapCut is free. You can even use it in your computer now. So I think, yeah, it's easy. Yes.
I
Mhm.
love it. Well, let's kind of bring this full circle and talk about what this has done for your brand, because I've seen what it's done for your recognition for, your speaking and things like that. So, to kind of maybe project where people can go, knowing that you started about, just shy of 3 years ago, and now you've built this massive momentum over the last couple of years specifically. What can people expect who decide to say, you know what, I am committed, I'm going to be consistent, I'm going to continue to be disciplined? What does that look like for them in 2 years down the road, knowing where you've gotten to at this point?
It's amazing, Mike. Like, yeah, I have my own academy, as you have one. I have one in Spanish. Um, I'm launching my book, and what you have to come to Mexico. I know you don't want to come, but you have to come. I'm launching my book with this journey about like how I was since I was little, and my mindset, and how I've been an entrepreneur and doing so many things in my life that I've always told you that I will be eternal thankful for you, because you literally helped me find my why, which is, I didn't know, like, help people learn and grow and believe in themselves. That I think that's the purpose, right? Like, when you wake up and you see other people just growing, is like, it's amazing, right? So in these 2 years, I have a huge team, in our group, from 8 countries, that they just found me through YouTube or Instagram. And I've been a speaker in different events in English and in Spanish. And like, for example, like some can I say names, from a broker from another country just contacted me because they found my content, and they just want me to give them some what is it in English, mentorship to them. Like, there are 30 agents in their brokerage. So imagine how in earth could they have found me before, if I didn't have a brand, it didn't have so many videos, and if I didn't have patience to grow this. And I've heard, you're a huge advocate of Ed Milet, and I love that one episode where he talks about the piñata.
Yeah.
Like, when you're like trying to hit that wall, to hit it, and then it suddenly just, the candy are like everywhere. But you were so dedicated and preparing yourself and studying and doing all this effort, that when those candy come, you're ready for it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the beauty of being patient and being confident on yourself, and just pushing hard every day. I mean, not every day is fun, but if you just believe you can, you will do it. And it just amazes me what your personal brand, countries, Mike, like Spain, Chile, Colombia, Canada, like all these countries, even people in England that are, that speak Spanish are contact. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
what you can do with video. Like, I love YouTube because of that. That's I don't know. Just, I don't know if I answer your question, but I think it's just, I don't know. People should just think big, dream big, and just do it, because it will come. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's completely changed my life too, and I never realized or could have even expected the opportunities that would come by just putting out free video content.
Yeah.
By starting from zero in an area that nobody knew. So, let's kind of wrap this up with the fact that there's going to be a lot of people, especially from Canada and the United States, that are now saying, "I want to do video in my market. I want to create a Spanish YouTube channel or start to put out, short form content in Spanish and get more buyers and sellers and do more deals." So what does it look like? Because people have an opportunity to partner with you, and they get myself on the English side, but they get the opportunity to partner with you to get all of your strategies, to guarantee you rank #1 on video with YouTube, to guarantee that your brand grows, and to have that proven blueprint so that you don't waste time recording and buying equipment and getting set up only for your videos to die and do nothing for your business. So what can people expect in terms of partnering with you, and how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, I mean, we have a great team, UI, and all the Wolfpack agents. I have my Wolf here, and I have the best background. That's why you should partner with me. I'm just kidding. So yeah, what I always tell you, Mike, that I think is like the culture that we have too, like Hispanic or Latinos. We have all that too, that spice, and we understand each other, right? But we have all the same systems, processes in my academy, your academy. And so we can leverage that in Spanish and in English. So because we're not fighting against each other, the other way, we're adding more value to our team, right? So when you join me, we have the same. We have weekly calls. We have calls to grow your team too. I mean, I understand every country that we are in at EXP, if I can say that right now, like 8 countries. I know everything you need to know if you want to grow a team. Imagine, Mike, if you're Colombian and you're thinking, well, I'm Colombian, I'm in Canada, and I have people that want Colombians that want to invest in Canada. So I can help you with that because I know everything of the model in each country. So I can help you you can do referrals the right way, who you should talk to. And also in the social media part, well, we have so many great things that you taught us in English, and I teach the same. I'm just copycat. I just do what you do. Like I mean, I studied marketing, so I'm older than you. I've been in this like for more than 20 years. So I love marketing, and you can see that I do this like from my heart too. So I I mean, I have the same as you in Spanish, and my agents have the same with you. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm focused on helping agents grow. I mean, because there are a lot of productive agents, but they're afraid of social media, right? So that's the part where we love, and I know exactly what you have to do, or the blueprint. I love the blueprint word because in Spanish there's not blueprint, and when I want to do like blueprint, I'm like, what's the word? Yeah, but that blueprint, like where you have to start, how you start your brand, what, because the branding, like foundation of that is so important. Like, what do you want to project? Who is your buyer persona? What do you want people to see about you? Like, people don't even know that before, starting. So that's the starting point, who is your buyer persona? Who are you? What's your value proposition? And people don't know. So I help them that. And then from then, like the rest is history. You will come the #1 in your market. I assure you. I assure you that if you go through our process together.
Definitely. And it's amazing because now you get one-on-one help for free from both Vane on the Spanish side and myself on the English side. So we've helped a ton of agents go from being terrified to be in front of the camera to building top producing businesses and attracting their clients for free with organic content. So again, I'm going to link all of Vane's contact information below. And if you want to reach out to her and book a private call with her and or myself, then you can feel free to do that. And we'd love to talk to you a little bit more about what we could do to take your business to the next level with social media content. So thank you so much, Vane, for coming on today and sharing all that knowledge.
Thank you, Mike. I love you. I send you a hug to Calgary. And I hope to see you soon in the launch of my book. You will come.
We will come. Well, thank you so much,
have a
guys.
great day. See you. Thank you, guys. Bye.